How's it going, everybody? My name is Adam Solis. Welcome back to my channel where we break down all things personal finance, from savings and investing to improving your credit. Today we're diving into high yield savings accounts, what they are, why they're better than traditional savings accounts, and how you can use them to your financial advantage. If you're interested in making your money work harder for you without taking on extra risk, definitely stick around. This is one of my favorite videos that I'll be making. It is probably the easiest and very lucrative thing that you can do throughout your life and financial journey. So let's jump right into it. Tip one, what is a high yield savings account? So what exactly is a high yield savings account, or a HYSA for short? Essentially, it's just like a regular savings account, but one major difference, it offers a much higher interest rate, while most traditional savings accounts give you an interest rate around 0.01%. And that's literally almost nothing. I mean, that's practically nothing. So a high yield savings account typically offers anywhere from 3 to 5%, which is potentially anywhere from 50 to 100 times more money or more interest on your money. So for example, let's say we have $10,000 in your regular savings account at a 0.01%. You literally make $1 within that year. I'm not kidding you. And traditional bank that you have, like for me, I have a HYSA account, and for that savings account, they offer 0.01%. If I were to keep $10,000 in my HYSA savings account, I will literally get $1 at the end of the year. So opposed to a high yield savings account, let's say out of 4%, you can make on that same $10,000, you can make $400 within that same time frame. That's why it's called a high yield, because they give you a much better return on your savings, which is amazing. I love it. Tip number two, how do you open and use a high yield savings account? I'm talking to the people who essentially never heard of a high yield savings account. Maybe you're 18 years old, 19 years old. You want to learn how to essentially grow your money over time. Maybe you've been working since 16, or maybe you're just starting to work and you want to be able to set yourself on a right path. What is a high yield savings account, and how do I open one? So how do you open one? A high yield savings account, they're typically offered by online banks. Keep that in mind. The reason why they can offer a higher interest and return on your money is because they don't have much overhead costs like brick and mortar banks. Like a Chase Bank, you can go 5 miles in any direction and run into 2 or 3, right? Credit unions and online banks, they don't have that many banks out there, so they can offer you more money on your return because they don't have to spend so much money on employees or spend so much money on essentially operating a brick and mortar store. So that means you'll likely manage everything through an app or a website. If you're somebody who likes to walk into a bank, it'll be hard for you to get used to, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Like, I have a Capital One high yield savings account, and now that I'm thinking about it, I've never walked into the bank for one. Let's say I did have to take cash out. Obviously they have ATMs, but if I had to take cash out, what I would typically do is just kind of transfer it into my Chase Bank, go to Chase Bank, pull my money out. That's if I had to take money out of my high yield savings account, which is not something that you want to do. You want to have your separate bank with money in it, just in case you need to take money out. You have that option. So here are some steps to open a high yield savings account. Choose a reputable online bank or credit union. You want to do your research. There's many banks and credit unions out there who are offering you maybe 4 or 5%, but you want somebody with great customer service who, if you have any issues or run into any problems, you can just pick up the phone, call them, and they'll take care of you, right? So you want to choose somebody with great reviews. Take your time, do your research. I will make another video showing you some reputable credit unions, but do your research and subscribe, and I'll help you kind of navigate that a little bit later. But open an account usually takes about 10 minutes. Transfer some of your money into it electronically. You can also link your existing checking account, and if you wanted to, you can also set up your direct deposit into that account, which is something that I also do. I send money to that account every week, a certain amount. So that's something that you can also do. And again, I'll make another video on reputable credit unions and banks who have great offers right now. So subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss when I post that video. So once you open the account, you'll transfer money into it electronically. Something that I love to do, and I just kind of touch base on a little bit right now, is I have money getting sent to that savings account every week, which is perfect, which is something that you want to do, whether it's $50 or $100 a week. Set automatic transfers. That way you're able to build your savings over time, and it just compounds, right? It just compounds over the years. Do not touch it. It's a savings account. Keep it as a savings account and watch your money grow over time. Most of these accounts don't have monthly fees. I have a Capital One right now and I don't pay anything. And I have a 4.5%, I think, is what they offer, but they don't have any fees. Also keep in mind that some of these credit unions and banks, they have bonuses for new customers. So if you sign up and you're a new customer and you transfer a certain amount of money and into that account, you can get essentially money back. They will give you money into your account within like the first 90 days. So keep that in mind. If you have a lot of money to be able to put into these accounts, definitely check out offers. It's a pretty easy way to get started. Tip number 3, what are the benefits of using high yield savings accounts? Now let's talk about how this can benefit you financially. So first and foremost, your money is completely safe. So unlike investing into stocks and bonds, your money is in a high yield savings account is FDIC insured, meaning you're protected up to $250,000 by the government in case the bank goes under. FDIC stands for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is basically an independent agency of the United States government that protects depositors' money if any bank fails. So if you Google it, FDIC insured means your money is safe up to $250,000. The other major benefit is liquidity. You can access your cash whenever you like, whenever you need it. Unlike other investment accounts, you might have to pay any type of fees, or they might make you wait a couple of days to withdraw anything. This is like if you have stocks in your Robinhood account and you have to sell something quickly, it's going to take a couple of days for the transaction to finalize and then for them to be able to send the money into your actual bank account. So a high yield savings account is perfect for, let's say, an emergency fund or simple short-term, long-term savings goals. You can use a high-yield savings account for vacations or something that if you want to buy a house later down the line, you can put money into it for a down payment on a, I wouldn't say finance a car, but if you're saving for a car, you can do that, down payment on a house, or even just saving for your first $10,000. So it's definitely something you want to look into. And I know there's questions out there. Are there any downside to high yield savings accounts? Now, high yield savings accounts aren't perfect. Like everything, there's always going to be a downside to everything, right? One of the downsides is while they offer great interest rates compared to regular savings accounts, they still don't keep up with inflation over the long term. So while your money will grow, it's not the best option for long-term wealth. Now, high yield savings accounts aren't perfect. Just like everything else out there, there's always some downsides to everything in this life. So while they offer great interest rates compared to regular savings accounts, they still don't keep up with inflation over long term. So while your money will grow, it's not the best option for long-term wealth building, like investing into stocks and real estate or retirement accounts, things like that. Those are great for long term. Yes, high yield savings account, if you have a lot of money parked in the bank, definitely put it in there. Have 2 or 3. It's great. So it's not a long-term wealth vehicle, but it's definitely good practice for you to be able to gain as much money as you can back while your money is just sitting there. Another thing to note is that some banks may limit the number of withdrawals that you can make each month. Definitely keep that in mind. In the very beginning, I didn't know, and I was just kind of bouncing my money around through all these different type of banks, trying to figure out how I wanted to set my bills up and things like that, which I'll get into in another video. Tactic that I use is definitely something that helps me, and I think it'll help a lot of you. But again, I'll get into details in another video, so subscribe. That way I can explain to you what I mean. So typically, usually it's about 6 times that they allow. So while it's liquid, it's not the best place for daily spending and transactions. So keep that in mind. Every bank's a little bit different, so definitely do your own research on that if you sign up for a high yield savings account. So to end the video and recap, a high yield savings account is an easy, low risk way to grow your savings faster than traditional savings accounts. It's great for building an emergency fund, saving for short-term goals, or just parking your money while earning a better return than some other bigger banks. And remember, your money is safe and easily accessible if you need it. It does offer higher interest rates than your regular savings account. It's FDIC insured up to $250,000, and overall it's just great for short-term goals or emergency funds, saving up for a car, down payment for a house, whatever it is. So I want to know, are you using a high yield savings account yet? If not, I definitely recommend looking into one today. I'm going to make some videos on some of the banks that are offering some great rates today. That way I'll do all the legwork. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on how to save, invest, and manage your money smarter. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and don't forget to check out my other YouTube videos. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for watching. Love you guys all. Peace.